Hey, Captain. Welcome to Captain Finance, where we empower you to captain your finance. Now, in today's video, we're looking at your money. So, do you feel confused about your finances? Well, there's one simple Japanese trick that might help you out. Before we jump into that, I just need to say this. I hate budgeting. And the reason I hate budgeting is very simple. My income minus my expenses is already a negative number. I don't need to know more than that. But in truth, if you're in a hole, you need to know, first of all, how deep you are in that hole before you figure out how to get out. So in my case, my hole is, assume my net income is about 30,000. My must expenses, these are expenses that my life depends on me expensing every month, like housing, like utilities. All these expenses came to around 1.4 times my net income. So assuming my net income is around 30,000, that means I need to expense about 42,000. So you see, that's already lifestyle creep right there, meaning I will never have enough income to match my expenses. And then we have other expenses called should expenses. These are expenses that I can delay on. These are expenses that I can partially pay. These are expenses I can go months without paying, but they won't really affect my lifestyle. Now, this one's came to around 1.12 times my salary. So that's still around 33,600, meaning in a month, if I combine these two expenses, they come to around 75,600. My income is 30,000. So I am behind close to 2.5 times my salary. So I needed to change how I do my budgeting, because at the end of the day, what I was doing wasn't working. So how did I do that? Well, a simple Japanese method called KAKEIBO. Now, KAKEIBO is a budgeting method introduced in Japan around 1904, and it's a household ledger. It allows you to track how your habits, because remember, your habits are what creates your reality. My habits created a lifestyle inflation. So if I'm creating alternative sources of income, I need to really hammer this habit that creates more expenses than my income. So this allows you to track your expenses in a way that creates balance. So at the end of the day, you're not focusing all your energy. Remember, focus, energy equals money in that direction. So you're not focusing all your money in a specific direction that's not building you up, but instead you're balancing your life. Now, so how did I do this? I simply took a notebook. Any notebook can apply here. Just write down in the morning when you wake up, how much money do you have in your pocket? How much money do you have in your M-Pesa or any other method that you can access money through that particular day? Just note down the balance that you have at the time. Then go through your day as normal. In the evening before supper, and the reason I say before supper is because for most of us, we tend to eat dinner or supper, whichever one. So in order to create the habit of tracking your expenses, you need to have a trigger. So it would be, for you to eat supper, you need to have done the budget. But that's a side note. You decide how you want to do it. But it's a proper habit to have. So write down all the expenses that you've had for the day and where you took the money. You can categorize them. It's a really brilliant way of figuring out where you take your money. And by the way, in the description below, I'll leave the KAKEIBO app that I'm currently using that allows you to categorize your money. So at the end of the week, you can figure out, oh, I use X amount on household shopping. I use X amount on airtime. I use X amount on blah, blah, blah. The idea is, if you categorize your income and you do this consistently, you'll start being mindful. And mindful means at the end of the day, you can figure out where you're directing your money, because there's no point of earning more money than you currently have right now if you cannot direct it in such a way that it's building you more than eating you. For example, I've said my income minus my expenses presently is a negative number. 10 years ago, I earned 10x less than I do now, but my income minus my expenses was still a negative number. So how is that possible? Because in that period of time, I was not mindful of where my money is going. So KAKEIBO allows me to be more mindful, allows me to direct my income towards things that build me up. So even if I create alternative sources of income, I will be more mindful. I will be more careful where my money is directed. And this in turn prevents lifestyle creep, the thing that's affecting majority of the Nairobians that are living paycheck to paycheck or even worse. So in order to know that this is real for you, you need to put it into practice. So please take out a notebook that you have in your house. Just take a pen and paper. Doesn't matter. Write down, start today. Write down how much you have in your pocket. Just at the end of the day, look at what you have expensed and what you have left. And continue doing that. Do that for 30 days. See how your money looks like. So if you got value out of this, leave a like and leave a comment in the comment section below. And until I see you on the next one, have a brilliant life. All right, cheers.